Awesome. Wow. I don't even know how to follow that kind of an intro. Jiminy. I'll just wait 30 seconds.
No pressure.
5 minutes. I'm not sure if I'll start with that 23 years ago, because 23 years ago, I can't really recollect something specific. So I want to take some time to think about that. It was probably my interview itself that caused me to feel that I was valued. The voice that I had was being heard. And that's why I ended up at Microsoft. I was not wanting to work at Microsoft. Microsoft was a practice interview for me, honestly. And I can talk about, that's not what I was going to talk about today, but I think once I get an opportunity at the end, maybe I will share that story. So the title is Today, and the reason I have today here is because I usually don't know what I'm going to talk about until about 12 to 15 hours before I talk. And when they were coordinating this event, they said, we need your slides, we need your slides. So I gave them one slide, and it said today. Last night, I looked on the internet, and I used Bing to search for diversity at Microsoft. This was the first link that I saw. It's pretty nice. I thought it was pretty welcoming. There's a person on there that looks like me, minus the big earrings, but there's a lot that resonates with me here. The part that's really interesting is that we have put the workforce demographics on this page. Probably about a year, maybe even less than a year ago, you had to navigate through several URLs to get to this data. Several. You click that link and you get this. Is that surprising to anyone in this room? Yes, it is to some. Are these numbers surprising? Are they surprised? Is anyone surprised? One person, two maybe. That's pretty good. That's unfortunate, but that's pretty good. I am a gay black woman, and I don't care about those numbers. I do not care what those numbers say. Does that surprise you?
Yes.
Good. I don't care what those numbers say, because there's something much more important that we need to be thinking about and paying attention to. Connection. I can tell you that right now I would love nothing more than to meet every single one of you one-on-one and just learn about you and share with you. I would actually love to spend time doing that. We don't do that in tech, do we? I'm on a project. I'm new to the team. I joined this team about 3 months ago, and there are about 8 people on this team already. Wow. I will not get through my slides, but I will honor my time.
You can take some extra time.
This team welcomed me, and I noticed that there seemed to be a disconnect. People came into the office, they came into the conference room, they immediately started working on whatever it was that we were meeting about. There was no casual conversation. If it was very, very light and moderate. I asked during one of our meetings, can I just take a few minutes to get to know everybody in the room? People learned about each other in that time who had been working together for more than a year. At the scuba divers that were looking for other people to scuba dive with. We had somebody who had just had a kid that was dying. We had someone else that was very, very excited about an opportunity to do some race on TV they wanted to travel to. I want to say it was Amazing Race, but I think it was different. From that day forward, there was so much more rhythm with us. We were conversating, and we were doing much more than we were before we started to connect with one another. So we spend, in my opinion, we spend millions and millions and millions of dollars every year on diversity and inclusion programs, initiatives, trainings. I'm a part of it. I contribute. And I think that if we actually spent the time to connect, I mean deeply connect. I mean connect to a point that you can tell me, Tamarian, you just offended me. And I can say, I'm sorry, and we move on. We don't get caught up in the, well, I didn't mean that, and my intention was, I understand what your intention was, but I'm saying that's offensive. Apologize and let's move on. I don't need to hold that grudge. So setting aside time to connect is extremely valuable. In any team, I don't care what you're doing, it's very important. And we're losing it with tech. We're losing it with tech. How will you know? How will you know what you are building if that is actually useful? How will you know what's going on down the hallway when you are working with someone? My partner is disabled. She became disabled in November of 2014. I am thinking more about the needs of someone who is disabled. If I did not bring this to work, I would not allow that expression to manifest in the very product that I'm building. If we lose the self-identity in our workplace, we cannot allow our whole self to be integrated into the product that each of us ends up using. That is how we attract a more diverse group, because we are literally mirroring ourselves in the product and others can see that. So we have to spend the time to create the space for us to be authentically ourselves in the workplace. To me, technology is a tool. It is not meant to replace connection. It is not meant to replace connection. I'm not saying that we should not reduce the number of people required to do a job. I'm saying the connection needs to be allowed. This is hard to read. Back in July, around this time frame, whoa, I can hear myself. I was having a really hard time, as many of the community members were. This was a time where our media was overloaded with stories about African Americans getting killed by police officers. This was truly, truly difficult to walk around and tell my 24-year-old son, it's okay, just do what you're told. Respectfully, but know your rights. And then the next day, someone would get killed who did what he was told. So I am having this thought process follow me into the office. I can't walk into the office and drop this bag and say everything is good. I often pretend that. I can't do that anymore. And on the day that I was supposed to be doing another talk, the night before, this email came out from Satya. Where he talks about the importance of connecting and having empathy and acknowledging the fact that many of us are bothered by what's going on, not only the African Americans, Human beings are very much so concerned about what's going on. This is the leadership that we need in the world today. That recognition, that acknowledgement. And if we lose connection, we destroy humanity. So everything we build, everything, every intention we set, must consider the sustainability of humanity and our planet. It is awesome to say we are building this platform that will help us build more social media, or it is easy to build this API. Ask the deeper question, how is this going to help sustain humanity? How is this going to serve the planet? And then, once you understand whether there is a connection, you can make a decision if you want to spend your time on that. But for Microsoft right now, when I was at a point where I was thinking about whether I wanted to leave or stay, that email kept me. So I invite all of you to think about this whenever you're participating in building something, because it'll help us stay grounded and it'll keep proper perspective. Thank you. Questions? Yes? Don. Do I have any advice on how to get tech people to talk about themselves? For me, well, I'm easy because I kind of walk down the halls and we're all, at a computer. For me, I will walk into someone's space if I am allowed to and observe what's in their office or what's in their workspace. If I see family pictures, I zone in. If I don't, and the person I know has a family, I ask them, where are your family pictures? Oh, I have 3 people that have actually brought in their family pictures because I said, where are they? And they said, that's a good idea. So I typically go into the space that they're most comfortable in and observe what they're into and bring that up. And then I often find something that we connect on. Any other questions? Everybody's ready to go. There is one more.
How do you maintain your composure when you're exposed to these things around people who maybe just don't understand it in the way that you do?
How do I maintain my composure when I'm around people who don't understand things the way that I do?
Let's use the election as an example.
How do I keep my composure with the election? Donald Trump is me. He's a human being. Donald Trump is reflecting our shadows. He's reflecting if you see it, it's probably something that you yourself own. I claim it. I claim it. I did not vote for him. I did not want that part of myself out. But I couldn't keep it in. I'm connected to Hillary. I'm connected to Trump. I'm connected to Balmer. I'm connected to Brett. I'm connected to all of you. That's why we can't. This is food, shelter, connection. Those are the 3 basic. Stuart Wolpert did the research, UCLA neuroscientist. I love you guys. Thank you.